Welcome to Van Ran 10 Useless History Lessons. And today we're going to talk about something that not a lot of people know about. In a previous video I showed some cassettes that I had purchased many years ago and as part of a collection. Well, now I'm going to show you something that a lot of you know about. Now, albums, record albums, big things. They used to have something called a 45, which was a smaller record that had one song on each side of the record. So you had your A side and your B side. Usually the B side was just a throw-on song, who cares? The A side was the reason you bought the 45 to begin with. Now, in the cassette age, there wasn't really a substitute for that. There wasn't a way to just buy the one song without buying the whole album. It got to that point where how do you just buy the song that you want? Cassettes didn't seem to have that till they came up with the cassette single. Now, the cassette single had two songs on it. Excuse me. It had two songs. Now, I wondered, I thought I had some of these, but I didn't think I had as many of these as I do have. And the fact is, I have quite a few of these things. In fact, I have some that I don't know where they are, but there they are, right about there. That's the cassette singles that I possess. It's just one little song, one or two songs per thing. Usually they came in a cardboard sleeve like this. Just cardboard, squishy. That's it. Very cheap. You got to flatten them out. They weren't really anything. This is Maxi Priest. That's right, Maxi Priest, featuring Shaggy, and the song was called That Girl. I did not fall for this album, thankfully, and only bought the single of this. But there were very few of these where I would actually buy the album that accompanied them. Because Maxi Priest, not somebody I would normally listen to, and the facts were, I didn't actually buy anything of his albums. It was a good single, and I enjoyed it. Now, you're going to find some of these are going to be kind of weird. This group was called Funk Dubious. That's right, Funk Dubious. I think they did a song with Shaquille O'Neal called What's Up, Doc? And that might be their major claim to fame. To be honest, I don't even really remember this song. I do have Funk Dubious albums. In fact, I think I have two of those things. I'm not even sure I really remember this song very much. I couldn't even tell you if it was on one of their albums. Then I started getting kind of tired of these little flimsy cassette things. It's just flimsy cassette. They don't fit real well in most cassette cases of the day. They just didn't fit well. They flopped around in there. They would move around and they weren't stable and they didn't stay in real good. Try to tell me who this is. As Yet, featuring Peter Cetera. So basically they sampled this song, and Hard to Say I'm Sorry. They basically sampled, I think, a Chicago song or something, and Peter Cetera actually sang the vocals for that part of the song. As Yet looks like they look like they were a rhythm and blues boy band of the time. But I got sick of these little plastic things, so I started taking empty shell cases. I would get these for blank cassettes, and I started putting my cassettes into these things. This is I'll Be Sure. I did not buy his album either. But I'll Be Sure, what was that, Right Now? This was actually a pretty good song. With all that being said, these didn't sell real well. There wasn't a lot of these. Not a lot of people have these things. If there is any value to them, it's probably in these. But I was destroying them to make them fit into cassette cases. So I was cutting them into pieces because I didn't need them in their full form, because you can't close this magical thing around these magical things. You got to be able to close the case around those, because that's where the cassette sits. Goes right in those little holes. like so. You know, they fit in the nice little. I've not gotten a hang of cameras right now, so I started cutting up a bunch of them and putting them in the hard cassette cases. So they didn't sell real well, but I bought. It looks like about 20 of these things. The one that I have that was actually my favorite, I can't find it anymore. I don't know what I did with it. It was actually Partners in Crime, Turtle Power. Great song. I'm going to download it probably somewhere on the internet and put it on a phone, because that's what you do in this day and age. You also notice I'm wearing glasses. You know why? Because I can't see the timer with my old eyes because it's this big. But I can see clearly the timer says we're close to 6 minutes. I'm trying to keep these short as I can. Mariah Carey's Emotions. I did go out and buy this album, but once again, now it's in a plastic case. I tore up the other thing. But you can see some of these I took chances on. Coolio, we're not real worried about Coolio. It's like I did buy his albums. But Another Bad Creation, I bought some of their albums, trying to find some stuff where you guys might not know. These guys, the Boys, I don't really remember who they were. I don't know if they were supposed to be Another Bad Creation knockoff, but I bought 2 of their cassette singles, so I must have thought enough of them to buy 2 of their songs. Dial My Heart and Crazy were the 2 songs I bought of theirs. I didn't buy their albums, so I must not have been all in on them, but whatever. Then you get Poison from Velvet DeVoe. I have that album. Mint Condition. I don't remember this song. I really don't, but I was kind of looking through my albums. I have the album too. So the song must have been really good. I mean, it was called Breaking My Heart. It must have been a really good song if I bought the album along with it. Now, Freak Nasty did a song called Da Dip. That's right. Da Dip. Da Dip. Duh, why did I buy it? I don't know. It's an okay song. It's from the album Controversy, which he spells with 2 E's instead of an EY. So obviously Freak Nasty, not the most intelligent guy in the world, but then again, I'm spelling Easy Gamer way incorrect. MC Light, big MC Light fan. I bought a song called Coal Rock the Party Bad Boy Remix. That's right, Bad Boy Remix. Why they call it a Bad Boy Remix when MC Light was clearly a female, I don't know. Good song, but I think I have this album as well. We're not going to look at that one. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Summertime. Summertime. I'll stop singing. But no, this was actually a really good single. Video kind of sucked, but the single was really good. I don't know if I went out and bought that album. I'll have to check on that. This was DRS, Gangsta Lean. That's right. This song must have been good because I bought the album to this. I saw it. I don't remember a single song on it. I kind of remember what Gangsta Lean sounded like, and I think it was pretty good, but yeah. Now this one, we're going to save that for last. Alright, so, very good song. Why I just bought the single of it, I'll never know, because I have the album of this, Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. That is a really good song. Can't imagine why I would have just bought the cassette single of that. And then we have Third Base's only major hit, Pop Goes the Weasel. Basically, this was about sellout rappers like Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer and people of that nature, because Third Base thought that they had sold out themselves to the mainstream. Well, the ironic part is that song became very popular in the 90s and was actually a hit for Third Base. Before that, the only song they were really known for was a song called called The Gas Face, which wasn't that good. I actually have an MC Search album. He did a solo album. MC Search would be this guy right here in the middle doing the crazy little step thing. He had a solo album. So did the other guy. I think his name was CL Smooth or something like that. He had his own album as well. But I did buy MC Search's album. Now, I saved this for last. I'm not even sure I should really show this. I cannot believe I did not realize I had bought this. But Los Del Rio Macarena. That's right. I bought the single. I didn't fall for it. Didn't buy the album. But I did spend the $3 or $4 that it cost to buy one of those cassette singles. Cassette singles they never really attained a lot of popularity. They took up a lot of space, whereas a 45 was pretty flat and skinny, and you could stack a ton of them inside of a square unit. It was really tough to merchandise these things, because most shelves that had cassettes back in the day, they were about that deep, the shelves were. So you didn't have a lot of space to put a ton of cassettes. And if you had if every single single that was released had a place, it would have taken up a lot of space in a music store. So they never really caught on. People didn't like just putting them in their cassette players, listening to one song, and then pulling it back out of their cassette player again. So they just didn't catch on. There wasn't the long play value of it. It's not like your phones now where you download the songs, and then you pop it in, you pop it out, bada bing, bada boom, and then you can just create an entire playlist within, a couple minutes of your favorite, one-hit wonder songs. This was much more cumbersome. You would actually have to go in and dub, and you would have to have a dual cassette deck, and it would have to be capable of dubbing from one cassette deck to the next so that you could record each song. If you had high-speed dubbing, you could get through each song in roughly 1/3 of the time of the actual song. But it still took quite a while, and especially if you wanted to do an entire album, and you had to try to make it fit on a cassette so that you didn't have like a giant chunk of dead space left at the end of your blank cassette. But all that being said, to me, I think that's a little bit of an interesting thing. 1 or 2 songs on a cassette. I didn't think I bought as many of these things as I did, but I really bought quite a few of these. I don't know if they'll ever be worth anything. Probably not, especially the ones I've cut into little tiny pieces. And especially some of the obscure songs that I really did collect in there. I don't think any of those are really going to be worth anything. But, let me know. Did you like the video? Do you want to see more videos on useless history? Because this was very much useless. It's very much a rubbish video. But I said I'd put up a bunch of videos, and I'm going to try to put out more. But this one, for some reason, this one really intrigued me. I really wanted to do this because these little things right here, I dig them. I dig them, and I was glad to find them again and look at them and kind of reminisce about all the times I went into Sound Warehouse and spent $3 or $4 on 2 songs. Now you can get 2 songs for about $3, and you can get 2 songs you really want. But if you like the video, leave it a like. It would be appreciated if you subscribe. And to all of the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.